We got to sit here and wonder, why did a $100 stock go to 800 in the matter of days and then implode back to just below 200? It truly makes zero sense, and that's why we're going to discuss it on this show right now. So here was the setup. I don't remember the exact name of the two hedge funds, but two hedge funds, they've accumulated 71% of Avis's actual shares. And there was a little thing that they did with total return swaps where they actually ended up owning synthetically over 100% of the company. So the idea behind this is you can really load up on a position and own a ton of stock in a company without actually having to disclose in a 13F filing that you own all the shares in that company. So for example, these two hedge funds, if they own 70% cumulatively of just stock, let's just say they own 35 and 35 each. I don't know how many actual shares that is, but they would have to report on their 13F that, hey, we own this much Avis. But in actuality, because of these total return swaps that they purchased from a bank, they owned a lot more than that without having to legally report it. So you have a extremely concentrated shareholder base, essentially two different shareholders. And then you factor in this idea of a short interest. Now, a short interest is how much of the stock's float, which is the tradable shares out in the market, is sold short. How many people have borrowed shares from their institution or bank where they trade and sold them short, betting on the company going down? 54% is the number. And just to put it into perspective, if you're not a trader, if you have a short interest of over 20%, that's considered extreme. So 54%, over half of the float was sold short. That is a recipe for a short squeeze, my friends. So when you have half the available shares sold short and they need to be bought back, and then you have two institutions that own most of the stock, and then you have this mechanism, I guess, where all of a sudden all these people that are sold short, 54% of the stock is sold short, remember, have to buy back the stock, and there's not enough stock trading in the market because two institutions hold it. You're now you're grasping to get out of this position. And the higher the stock goes, the more extreme things get because these people who are sold short are like, shoot, I'm gonna get margin called. I'm gonna blow up in this name because this position is getting out of hand.